Hey everybody, it's Damian from Studio Pro Musica once again. Today's video is on getting the most out of the licks that you learn. Now, for those of you not sure, a lick is simply a short musical phrase, maybe a measure, maybe two measures. And so if somebody just says to me, give me a blues lick in A, I might do something like, just something as simple as that. And many instrumentalists learn licks, whether you're a guitarist, a pianist, saxophone, clarinet, whatever. Licks really teach us a lot. Licks help us develop phrasing, articulation, timing, placement. Licks really help us to develop our musical vocabulary. So the question becomes, are you getting the most out of the licks that you're learning? What I want to suggest to you today is that it's a very good idea not only to learn licks, but to practice them with a couple of variables in play. One, play them in a variety of keys, and two, play them in a variety of musical contexts. Play them to a song with maybe a different rhythmic feel. Play them to a song with a different emotion. You know, if you learn a really cool hard rock lick, see if you can apply it in a gentle ballad, for example. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take a fairly stock blues lick. Okay? I'm going to do something like and I played it very slowly so you could hear that it's a triplet feel. One triplet, two triplet, three triplet, and so forth. And so that means it has a certain rhythmic feel to it. It's probably going to work very well in kind of a swing blues. But I'm not going to stop there. The lick is in the key of A, so I'm going to play it in a different key. Today I'm going to play it in the key of D. I'm also going to play it in different keys with different rhythmic feels. And so we're going to see, can we adapt our simple blues lick to a variety of different rhythmic feels, okay? I've put together some accompaniment tracks using PG Music's Band-in-a-Box software. And so the first thing we're going to do is try to hear the lick more or less in its intended context. So I put together a blues in A, kind of a mid-tempo swing blues in A. I'm going to put the headphones on. You're going to hear the accompaniment tracks as well, and you're going to hear the lick kind of, as I said, in its intended context. And you could hear it fit very well. That was a swing blues, so you heard 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And my blues lick in A went 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4. It fit very, very nicely. So what's the first thing I want to do when I learn a new lick? Once I get the lick in my hands really nicely, change keys with it. So we're going to take that very same 1-4-5 blues, but now we're going to transpose our lick to the key of D. Now on guitar, it's fairly easy to transpose a lick. You're very often, not 100% of the time, but very often you're just moving the lick a certain number of frets, and that allows you to transpose the lick quite easily. Other instruments, of course, it's more complicated. You've got different notes involving different fingering and so forth. How to transpose is kind of beyond the scope of this video, but the bottom line is it's very important to do so. So I'm going to take my A blues lick and I'm going to transpose it to the key of D. So here's the very same accompaniment track, but in the key of D. So here I am doing my work, moving my blues lick to a different key. Let's see what happens. And as expected, it fit very well once again. All I did was change the key. Relatively speaking, the notes were the same, the rhythmic feel was the same, everything else was the same, so of course it fit very nicely. Now let's have a bit of a curveball. Let's change not only the key once again, we're going to go from D to B and actually B minor. We're also going to change the rhythmic feel. We're not going to have swing blues, ba, 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 1 and 2 and 3. We're actually going to have straight time, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Will my triplet lick fit into straight time? I'm actually going to adapt it a little bit. I want to be clear, yes, you can play triplets in straight time, of course you can. But this lick has a certain rhythmic vibe to it that I'm going to adapt to fit my slower straight time blues. Okay, so the key is B minor. Easy enough for me to transpose the lick, but I'm also gonna put it into a very different rhythmic feel, a little bit slower tempo also, and just a different emotional vibe from the song. So here we go in B minor. So we see that with a little bit of an alteration, I can very easily turn my lick, convert it in a sense, from being triplet swing feel to a straight time, straight eighth note feel lick. Finally, what I'm going to do is something that may seem really out of left field. I'm going to take my rough sounding blues lick and put it to a song from a musical. The song is Summertime by George Gershwin. And Summertime, as I prepare the tracks, Summertime, I like to play it in the key of D minor. And so we've got the chords D minor 7, E minor 7 flat 5, A7. That's sort of the structure that the song rotates around. Of course, E minor 7 flat 5, A7 is just a 2-5 that leads back to the D minor 7. Okay, and it's a slow song. You'll hear a lot of different versions of it. It can be played up tempo. I've heard it played as a bossa nova. But I like to play it very slow. It's kind of a sad song, actually. And so we have D minor 7, E minor 7 flat 5, A7, resolving to D minor 7. It's a much slower song, as I said. It's straight time, and it's got a totally different emotional vibe to it. Can my rough blues lick apply to Summertime? Yes, it absolutely can. And all I need to do is just take that core musical idea that gave me the lick and adapt it. So here's our final example of the day, my rough blues lick over George Gershwin's Summertime. So yeah, it worked. I had to play much more sparsely. That seemed appropriate to the song. But the bottom line is that the core musical idea behind the lick worked very well. I just had to make a few adjustments, and that's part of the benefit from learning licks, is that you can take them and apply them in a lot of different situations, and you'll learn a lot about phrasing, placement, articulation, and so forth, as we said. So that's it for today. Thanks very much for watching. As always, please leave a comment in the comment section. If you have any questions, I'd be very happy to try to answer them. If you haven't subscribed to Studio Pro Musica already, please do so. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back next time right here at Studio Pro Musica on YouTube.